Tell your supervisor leaving early today. It's our anniversary. Made for you and me. Tonight is gonna do. It's our anniversary. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadija. Okay, y'all, this video is pretty freaking crazy. I just want to know y'all opinion about this. What you think? Um, all right, this is Supreme Court decides whether parents of Mexican teenager killed by American Border Patrol agent in cross-border shooting can sue. Hmm. Okay, the key points is the case involves a cross-border shooting of a Mexican teenager by American Border Patrol agent. Okay, the question before the justices is whether federal law enforcement officers can be sued for civil rights violations in cases where there is no other legal remedy. Okay, the Supreme Court on Tuesday said it will hear a dispute involving the cross-border killing of a Mexican teenager by an American Border Patrol agent. Wait till you hear these names. This is why you know this whole thing is so mad. You know, the question before justices, in my opinion, of course, the question before the justices is whether federal law enforcement officers can be sued for civil rights violations in cases where there is no other legal remedy. Arguments are likely to be scheduled for the court's term beginning in October and could fuel debates over border security and President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown during the heated months preceding the next presidential election. A decision in the case is expected by June 2020. Okay? The case concerns the 2010 killing of Sergio Hernandez, a 15-year-old Mexican teenager, by Jesus Mesa. Really? Then a Border Patrol agent. Hernandez's family said that the teenager was unarmed at the time he was killed. Mesa was in the United States and Hernandez was was in Mexico at the time of the shooting. The Department of Justice investigated the incident and decided not to pursue charges, and that was in 2012, saying that Mesa did not act inconsistently with the government's use of force guidelines. The U.S. government regrets the loss of life, the Department of Justice said at the time, and noted that the shooting occurred while smugglers attempted an illegal border crossing hurled rocks from close range. In a statement, Bob Hilliard, a partner at the law firm of Hilliard Martinez Gonzalez and the lead attorney representing the Hernandez family, said that the deadly practice of agents standing in the United States and shooting innocent kids across the border must be stopped. It's never right. It's never constitutional. This is one of those times when morality and our U.S. Constitution should line up perfectly. The dispute raises legal questions that extend beyond the contemporary debate over the security of the southern border, according to Steve Vadlik, a law professor at the University of Texas, who was one of the attorneys arguing on behalf of the Hernandez family. Optically, the cases look like they are a part and parcel of the maelstrom of current political discourse over immigration. And there is some truth to that, Vladeck said in a November interview, referring to his case as another related dispute. But the actual legal questions are, in a sense, much less headline driven and much more important. Vladeck said that the heart of the matter was when, if ever, federal agents should be allowed to provide damages to victims of constitutional violations by the government officials. The Supreme Court heard Hernandez's case before in 2017. The court at the time declined to decide the issue of whether Hernandez's family could sue. The court cited its decision in a separate case that term which limited the circumstances under which a government official can be held liable for constitutional violations. You know, now what makes this, in my opinion, what makes this case so freaking crazy is you have two um, Hispanic, you have two Mexicans that look like, um, and one shot the other. And of course, this border crossing has always, been a problem. This is nothing new. But now we get to the point where it's so out of control that, well, I guess you could just have a bunch of. This is going to set a precedent if they lose, because that means everybody going to be sued. So now you might as well let them over because they're going to be getting all the money out of here. And who's going to be paying? The state. What states are going to pay? Is the government going to pay? I mean, to me, it's just opening up this whole cans of worms of madness. And as you can see, you know, it's like you can see the madness out in full display. Okay, Barack Obama, from what I heard, deported more people than this current president. But you would never know it by the classy way that he did things, and he didn't have to make a firestorm about everything. He just did it. And what's happening is the fact that this guy is making a firestorm about everything. It's bringing everything to your face, and to me, it's got his mental illness right out on display. I'm not even mad at Donald Trump. It, Donald Trump is a sick man, and in fact, he reminds me of the Johnny Carson stalker, the guy that's since passed away. He just passed away out here this past October. I'm gonna do a video about that. Um, I'm just not ready for it yet because it's a very emotional video for me. But when you're dealing with an intensely narcissistic spirit like that, um, the the through line through all of this is psychopathy, and which means listen, the person has no feelings. Have you ever dealt with somebody who does not have any feelings at all? It's like you can talk to them, they keep doing stuff, and you're looking at them like they go, yeah, and I'm not even saying that they're particularly violent, but they can and will be. But my point is, most of us know people that stuff is not registered. The heart is not in it. It's like they're going off of automatic, like a video game or something. This is the kind of energy that is permeating the planet right now. And so, um, in my opinion, unfortunately, this young man um, got killed trying to cross the border. But I don't know if the parents should be allowed to sue. That's just my opinion. I don't know. It's too far out of hand. Um, now, the government owes people over here money, and then we spreading ourselves too thin. So that's a problem. And no matter how we slice this cake in this pie, it just looks like the United States of America, the way we know it, is going to end. And for those of y'all that don't even want to admit it, don't even want to deal with it, we can't go on like this. We can't go on like this. You ever been in a relationship when you know it's got to end? My question is how, y'all? How are we going to let it end? All right. Give me your opinion. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments below. And I'll see y'all in the next video.